I'm not sure if you saw, but NHL.com, they dropped their list for the best wingers in the NHL. And who took the top spot? But none other than the 36, soon-to-be 37-year-old Alex Ovechkin. But is he really the best winger in the NHL? Left winger in particular? Not if one young lad has something to say. Welcome back, hockey fans. Welcome in if this is your first time to the channel. I'm Josh. This is the Hockey Flow, and today it's Monday, August 22nd, 2022. That's right. Thank you guys for joining me. We got a lot of fun things to talk about on Today in Hockey. But before we can get to all the fun stuff, we got to get through our headlines, including the New York Islanders. They're finally making moves, baby. And then we're going to get into it. We're going to combine two of our favorite segments around here, our question of the day and our player card battle. We have to address this question. Who's the best left winger in the NHL? And I got two candidates, Kirill Kaprizov and Alexander Ovechkin. We're going to dive deep into that in just a moment. Stick around. If you do enjoy the content, take a moment, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Helps us out a ton. We're just getting started, but we're going to keep bringing you videos almost every day. Never know what the topic's going to be. All right, Today in Hockey. History on this date, August 22nd in 2001. Going a little more recent, the legend Brett Hull would sign with the Detroit Red Wings. He would go on to score 92 goals and had 207 points in his 3 seasons in Detroit, and he only missed 1 game in those 3 seasons. Absolutely incredible. All right, headlines. No more IIHF, so we got to get back to a little bit of normalcy. Some signings. The New York Islanders. People have been giving you a hard time. Where are the signings? You missed out on Kadri. Well, here it is. Noah Dobson. He was re-signed. He signs a 3-year deal. $4 million annually on that puppy, so it comes in a little lower than we were thinking. I was predicting around 5 on that, so got a little bit of a value signing there, but I know Islander fans, you guys would be hoping for some bigger signings, but you did also re-sign Alexander Romanov today. 3 years, I believe it was $2.5 million per, so another nice deal for them. Philadelphia Flyers, you guys haven't been in the news very much recently, but Ryan Ellis, the defender you did acquire before last season, head coach John Tortorella doubts he will be ready for the season. He's dealing with a multi-layer lower body injury. He talked about it being the pelvic region, so we just wish him a speedy recovery because when playing, he is quite the player. But all right, let's get into it. We got a question of the day, player card battle combo. Who is the best left winger in the NHL? Now, the NHL.com article went into who is the best overall winger, but I thought this would be a little bit of a fun thought experiment to do. One, because it's Kaprizov and Alexander Ovechkin, or Ovi and Kaprizov, the two Russians, the young, the old. It's so cool. Kaprizov looks up to Alexander Ovechkin. He's his idol. We saw it in the skills competition last year, and now we got to ask the question, though. Has the youth, has he surpassed? Is Alexander Ovechkin, has he passed the torch on to the young buck? Let's find out, shall we? All right, so here's Kirill Kaprizov. Big shout out to J Fresh Hockey on the big player card and the Athletic on the smaller one, lower left-hand corner, and hockeyreference.com for the stats. Big thank you to all you guys on these. These are absolutely incredible. The player cards, man, I can't rave enough about them. But let's take a look at Kirill Kaprizov because he had an incredible season last year. He played 81 games, 47 goals, 61 assists, 108 points. I believe that was good for 5th in the league. Absolutely incredible season. When you score that many points, that many goals, you expect to see a lot of blue, but we see a lot of blue, and we don't see hardly any red, only 2 spots of red, and that's incredible, especially because typically we see that defense lacking with folks, but not today. So looking at the player cards, we do see with the Athletic one, a lot of yellow too, that game score value added of 4.2. That's absolutely incredible. That's upper echelon. That's top of the top. Now, Kirill Kaprizov, he's only going to be 25 this season. He is entering his prime. He has really taken the NHL by fire. It's been a lot of fun to watch, especially for you Wild fans. But what does he do in particular? What are our talking points here? Well, first and foremost, we got to look at that WAR. Absolutely. Wins above replacement, 99%. That means he's in the top 1% of NHL players. That's absolutely incredible. He had a great season. That speaks to his game, right? Finishing was his specialty, absolutely. 47 goals, that's not many folks did better. One person that did do better, the gentleman we're going to talk about in just a little bit. But 47 goals, absolutely incredible again. That speaks to that 98% finishing. His defensive numbers were also excellent. We already spoke to it a little bit here, but 83% defensive there. And then on the athletic player card, we're still looking at black, 5.1. We're looking at light gray and white as bad, so that's still a positive. You love to see that, absolutely. That just speaks to Kaprizov as the well-rounded player, and you see that. You see the impact he has, and he made his teammates better. Absolutely. Those assist numbers, that's incredible. 61 assists, that leads directly to that 108 points, absolutely. But we also see his primary assists per 60 was also in the 99th percentile. That is absolutely incredible. That means he is the first person on these assists in the top 1% of the NHL amongst his peers. That is absolutely incredible. That means he is making his teammates better. He is getting them the puck. He's getting them the puck in good places. They're also finishing, but at the end of the day, you can't do anything unless you get the puck on your stick, right? And he did a really good job of assisting and making his teammates better. It wasn't all about him. There were a couple of moments where you see where he could have really owned the net and just really try to do something crazy, but he didn't. He was unselfish, and that chemistry that we saw with that Wild team, it was a lot of fun. So there's Kirill Kaprizov. Excellent season, right? One of the best players in the NHL, but is he the best left winger in the NHL today? Let's look at his competition. Alexander Ovechkin. Again, the relationship between these two is just so neat. Kaprizov looks up to Ovi, and now he has the opportunity to be considered the best left winger in the NHL, supplanting Ovi. Now, we do have to call out there are differences in their games, right? First and foremost, one's left-handed, one's right-handed. Alexander Ovechkin, at this point in his career, we were thinking he was going to be on the downward trend. Then he has a season like he does last season. 50 goals in 77 games, 40 assists still for 90 points. So we don't see as many points, but we see a little bit higher goals. 50 goals as a 36-year-old, that's absolutely incredible. And it's a big testament to him and how he trains and keeps his body in such good shape. So let's look at his season last year a little more in depth. We do see a lot more red, right? Red is bad, blue is good, but it does speak to Alexander Ovechkin's game. Last season, he was an offensive juggernaut, but defensive black hole, and we're going to get to that in just a moment. But we do see with the athletic player card as well, we see a lot of yellow and some black. That is very good, but we do see some light gray, some white. That's not so good. So let's get to the talking points. Not bad for an old-timer. I kid. That is absolutely incredible for anyone at any age, let alone a 36-year-old. That is absolutely incredible. That's only a few years away from me. My goodness. And he's out there scoring 50 goals in the NHL, and he takes care of himself. So I don't see a reason for that to necessarily change. But is there a better shot from the left circle? That's our other talking point. I guess there isn't a but there, because there isn't. I don't think there is. Stamkos is close. That shot, Stamkos is developing, and he's starting to make himself a home, but there isn't. There's not a better shot in the NHL right now from that left circle. One-timers, we see it. 99%. He was in the top 1% of one-timers. Absolutely. And it's not even from that left circle. Yes, that left side is where he makes his home, but he also had some really nice shots towards the center, and even up at the point. He had a couple last season. Absolutely incredible. But again, he is a defensive black hole. So when I'm looking at a player and I'm looking at the best left winger in the NHL, I think I do need some more well-roundedness, right? I need you to have some value on the offensive end. Now, don't get me wrong. You're going to put up 50 goals and 90 points, then that's all right. He did, keep his teammates involved. We don't see red there. He did. He had an excellent season. Alexander Ovechkin is in a different spot in his career, though. We did mention that. And those entry numbers, my goodness, those are atrocious. We see that 8% and then his entry success. That's not his game right now, though. So we don't really want to hold that against him. Right now, he is there to score goals. He is there to move the puck and yeah, put it in the net. So I'm not going to take anything away from Ovi, but can he do it again? Is he really the best left winger in the NHL? I don't know. Let's get to the answer, though. So, all things considered, we looked at Kirill Kaprizov, we looked at Alex Ovechkin, we looked at their player cards, we looked at their stats from the last two seasons, we talked at a couple of talking points. So right now, the best left winger in the NHL is Kirill Kaprizov. I do. I think NHL.com, I think they got it wrong. They listed Alexander Ovechkin as the best winger in the NHL right now. Kirill Kaprizov, I think, is the better player in the moment, not historically. Who knows? Kirill Kaprizov has a long career ahead of him, hopefully. Hopefully he can get to Ovi's level or anywhere near close. I'm sure he'd be happy. But I think right now, I think Kirill Kaprizov is the best left winger in the NHL. Johnny Gaudreau fans, Jonathan Huberdeau fans, don't come after me. That's Kirill Kaprizov right now, I believe, is the best left winger in the NHL. But let me know in the comments, who do you guys think is the best left winger in the NHL? I just gave 2 examples of folks that I left off. There are several others that could make a case as well. But I love talking with you guys in the comments. Always good to see you. I hope you guys take care. Until tomorrow, we'll be back. Cheers.